Joe Burrow is going to beat Patrick Mahomes in the wild card round of the playoffs for this upcoming season. His playoff record is 5-2. His last Super Bowl came against the Los Angeles Rams. The last time Ohio won a pro sports championship outside of the Columbus Crew came when Cleveland won its first title in 52 years back in 2016. So that's kind of why Joe Burrow being 5-2 in the playoffs is significant. Now Patrick Mahomes is 62. Burrow can beat Mahomes in the wild card round. His playoff record can improve to 6-2. Or if he plays the Chiefs in the divisional round, that he would enter the game against Patrick Mahomes with the 6-2 playoff record. But the Buffalo Bills. Joe Burrow's going to improve to 7-2 in the playoffs if he beats the Bills in the divisional round. And then this would mean Josh Allen falls to 8-7 because 87 would be gematria of Buffalo Bills. Or I should say the Bills by itself. So this leaves us with Lamar Jackson in the AFC Championship game. So Joe Burrow would be 7-2 after beating the Buffalo Bills. Joe Burrow can improve to 8-2 at the city of Baltimore, Maryland. Patrick Mahomes is 82. Joe Burrow is going to make it to the Super Bowl to be 8-2 in the playoffs after beating Patrick Mahomes after winning the AFC title at the city of Baltimore, Maryland. LA Chargers is 92. They are a co-host of the Super Bowl the following season, and Joe Burrow's playoff record would be 9-2 after he wins the Super Bowl at the Bay Area. An AFC Championship game at Baltimore, Maryland. It's Baltimore, Maryland. That's gematria, Joseph Lee Burrow. The Super Bowl at the city of Santa Clara. Now, the first full-blooded black quarterback to win the Super Bowl since Doug Williams was Jalen Hurts. And it was Doug Williams that was born at Zachary, Louisiana, and Jalen Hurts was the next full-blooded quarterback to win the Super Bowl, and the next quarterback to win the Super Bowl would be Joe Burrow. Mike Brown, the owner of the Bills. Brown is gematria 7-2. Now your 6-3 narrative would make sense because Buffalo 63, but the 7-2 is what's going to hit. Now Lamar Jackson, I said it before, his playoff record can be 4-5 and then 4-6 after losing to Joe Burrow in the Super Bowl is at Levi's Stadium. So Josh Allen I touched into. Lamar I touched into. Patrick Mahomes is 17-4. He would fall to 17-5. A 23rd playoff loss for the Chiefs in playoff history against a Bengal. Bengals 23. The Ravens can play in their 34th playoff game in franchise history against Burrow if they are in fact the number 1 seed in the conference. So imagine if this one and done happens in the wild card round. Imagine it. I think we're still in a fine place with, Burrow and Allen and Lamar Jackson. Will the public catch a break? He could lose his 9th wild card game against number 9 Joe Burrow, can win the Super Bowl with his 9th playoff win. Andy Reid's 27th playoff game will happen against Cincy. His 9th playoff loss with the Chiefs against number 9. So we got the J.D. Vance Cincinnati connection. We've got Joe Burrow beating both black quarterbacks and beating Josh Allen. Basically, Burrow's going to beat every elite quarterback. He's going to beat every elite quarterback to make it to the Super Bowl in the AFC. That is pretty much the premise of Joe Burrow. He's got to beat every elite quarterback. This guy, this brother, is going to be something special. John Harbaugh with 20, he can lose his 12th playoff game of his career as coach against Joe Burrow after the Ravens win both regular season matchups. Ravens fought a 2-4 in the AFC Championship game. Bengals 24. Now, let's go to the Bills. Because it's the Bills. How many divisional games have they played, you know? Their 23rd playoff loss against the Bengals. Bengals 23. So I wonder, what is the playoff record? A 10th loss in the divisional round. Well, the last Super Bowl at the Bay Area was 10 years ago, if that explains it. I wonder what Josh Allen's divisional record is. I have to go to the list of the Bills seasons. One and 0 divisional round, 1-1, 1-2, 1-3. He'll fall to 2-4 in the divisional round, losing against the Bengals. I'm talking about Josh Allen. And let's see, Patrick Mahomes, he beat the Steelers, he beat the Dolphins, so Mahomes is going to fall to 2-1 in the divisional round. Yes, divisional, there's wild card Dolphins, wild card Steelers. Those were the only wild card games that Mahomes played in, but Mahomes will be going for 3-0 in the wild card round against Joe, but it's not going to happen. And then, round by one for the Bengals. So that's what we have to go to. The 27th playoff game to end the Chiefs dynasty. When they don't make it back to an AFC Championship game, their AFC title streak ends at 7. In the wild card, they can improve to 4-8 with the win at Arrowhead. In the divisional, they would improve to 5-4, beating the Bills if that does play out. And obviously, conference title 4-1, like Super Bowl, Baltimore, and the Bay Area. And then he's going to beat the Lions and Jared Goff in the Super Bowl. Jared Goff is at playoff record of 7-2 after the divisional round of the playoffs. And Burrow's birthday to the Super Bowl. So to review about Joe Burrow's birthday to the day of the AFC title game on the 25th, 46 days as Lamar falls to 4-6, and then we get the actual Super Bowl day on the 39th day of the year. 60 days from Burrow's birthday to the Super Bowl. 61 days, end day included, would basically be Comanche of Detroit Lions.